no. Straight. Anything is better than straight. And yet, we ended up this way. Why? We know better. Our last ball's over there. How are we gonna get there? Why does this happen? Well, that's what this video is about. Let's give an overview of the situation. We're not going to be talking about how I get out of this straight shape. That's not what this video is about. We're not going to talk about me hitting bottom left and getting a clockwise rotation on the cue ball and squirting over there. We're not going to talk about me playing top right and trying to go off this rail and negotiate past there. That's not what this video is about. Those videos exist. We need to tackle what got us in this predicament in the first place. Then we can never be in this bad spot. Isn't it funny how often this happens, to be totally straight like that? I mean, anything is better. We could have been here. That's where we wanted to be. Or even here is better than being absolutely straight on that two ball, because we have to play shape for over there. You know, go down to a pool hall and watch two really good players play each other. Over time, you're probably going to see this happen. So like I said before, we're going to be talking about not how we get out of this. We're going to try to understand what got us into this mess in the first place. And then hopefully we don't end up this way anymore. I mean, it can really be the difference between a really good pool player and an elite pool player. So I'm going to be throwing a lot of things at you, and some of the things might be, really doesn't apply to me. I got that under control. But even if just one resonates with you, one thing, then it's been worthwhile watching this, because then we can move forward and then we can work on it. So let's take a look. So the first thing that could have got you in this bad position is you just messed up. It happens. It happens to the best of us. So really the solution, while that might be the easiest way to say why we got here, it's kind of the hardest way to fix it. Because you just need to get on the table and you need to be practicing. You need to actually do drills. Don't just go down to your basement and hit balls and try to run racks. Do some drills that help you with your shape, help you with your stroke, and help you with your pace and your position play. It's important. Also, know your terrain. Because, you know, even just walking up to a table and throwing a cue ball against a rail to see if it's dead, see how it sounds, listen. Take a cue ball and hit it with your cue slowly. See if there's any rolls. Is the table fast? Is it slow? Know the terrain. These things all contribute. Number two, how many of you heard this? I just got lazy. Lazy? Do you think that we'd be actually playing this game if we were truly lazy? I don't think so. We'd be on our couches watching football or hockey, right? No, laziness is not the right answer. We have to dig a little bit deeper. We lacked endurance. Think about a tournament, even just like a nightly tournament. You go, and by the end, if you make it to the end, you're burnt out. You're having trouble concentrating. Do you have the mental toughness and endurance to make it to the end? What about a tournament that takes all weekend long? What about a tournament that takes all week if you go down to Las Vegas and you have a week-long tournament to try to get to the end of that? Do you have the mental toughness and the endurance to get to the end of that? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. Now, what can I do? Well, there's a few things. One, watch what you put in your body. The foods that you eat, the liquids that you put into your body. Don't take yourself to a high with sugar, because you're going to crash. Don't gorge yourself, because you're going to feel sluggish and slow around the pool table. You have to monitor that stuff. That makes a difference. Two, get some sleep. You know, it's kind of cliched, but you know, get some rest. Give yourself a fighting chance. Are you going to a tournament to party? Or are you going there to try to win it? So it's something to keep in mind. And number three, and one of the most important things that is not talked about, is put away your cell phone. Who hasn't seen The Social Dilemma at this point? If you haven't, watch that movie. It's extremely important. I'm a huge believer in that this stuff should be in our children's curriculum, starting at grade 7. Educate our children. They are literally the first generation that are dealing with what social media and these smartphones are doing to their minds. They're the first kids that are dealing with it. We didn't have to deal with that stuff when we were that young. Going back to pool, a telephone takes you away. It takes you out of your match. Even you just unlocking your phone is taking you away. And what if you're on a pool team? You're letting your teammates down by even engaging with your phone. You're supposed to be there pumping each other up and propping each other up when it's required. So put the thing away, mute it. It literally takes you out of the match. You need endurance and you need to be engaged until the bitter end of the match. Third thing I want to talk about is near and dear to my heart, because if anyone has watched my videos or know me personally, they know that I like to talk about the mental side of the game, the subconscious, because I've identified that that's one of the deficiencies in my game and I need to work on it. So this one here, I'm going to coin a new phrase. I need to go back to when we were kids or when we were learning the game for the first time. We just wanted to hit balls. We were happy with that. Then we said, well, I want to see if I can get shape on the next ball and then the next ball. So in our conscious mind, we learned to play shape for the next ball and then the next ball, shape for the ball. Now, what did I do here? I played shape for my ball, but I wonder sometimes if subconsciously that's hurting us now, because of course, this is shape for a ball. If I said that this was the 8 ball and I gave you ball in hand, where would you put the cue ball to shoot this down? You wouldn't put it here. You would put it here. You put it right basically where I was. You give yourself a straight shot. That's shape for this ball, which is what we got before. But that's not what we want. We want, and here's my new coined phrase, we want shape for shape. Let me illustrate. That 8 ball down there, that's our third ball. Our first ball was the one we potted, and our second ball is that one. We're not playing shape for this ball. We want to play shape for the third ball. So when I shot this, what's the area that I want to be? I don't want to be straight. I could play it down to here, but then I'd be shooting away from a pocket and I tried to have to thread a needle and then get shape on an 8 ball. Probably the best thing is to play shape right there. 1 rail, even float 2 rails if you wanted to bring in that corner. You've got options. You have no options here. But that's what I mean by, say, shape for shape. That's what we have to get in our heads. Shape for shape. Not shape for our next ball. Shape for shape. And it doesn't end. The whole way through the run out, it's going to be shape for shape until we get down to the 8 ball. Then, when we're on our last ball, we'll play shape for our last ball. Do you see what I'm saying? I've said it in other videos that muscle memory and our conscious and our subconscious play huge roles in how we operate at the table. So if we're playing shape for our next ball, chances are this is going to happen more than if I'm saying in my subconscious, shape for shape. Then I make sure that I get that shape, or I make sure I get some type of shape where I can manufacture something. If I play shape for a ball, subconsciously and in my muscle memory, this happens more often than not. So that's what I'm proposing, shape for shape. So to sum things up, it's kind of crazy how often people get straight on their balls. And we talked about 3 reasons why potentially it happens, but there are solutions to fixing it. My favorite of the 3 here, because I'm all about the mental game, is I need to start thinking that shape for shape is more important than shape for my next ball. How often do you watch a professional and when they play shape and you say, oh, I would have done that differently. Why did they go there? And then it dawns that they've given themselves the best opportunity to get shape on their next ball by playing it that way. And they're confident enough in their game that they're gonna pot that ball. It doesn't matter that the shape was a little bit harder. They're giving themselves the best opportunity to get to the third ball, shape for shape. That's my favorite, but the other ones are definitely viable as well, and we need to take a look at them all. If you enjoyed the video, please hit subscribe and the like button and leave a comment in the comments section for future videos. Until the next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.